I know a project pan hates to see me coming. I have accumulated way too much makeup and it's time to just cut down. I've been doing project pan for at least 8 months. I'm coming up on a year now, actually. And I've learned a lot in the process. I've saved thousands of dollars simply by using what I have before buying the next trendiest up and coming product. And honestly, my makeup looks just as good. So here's my current project pan routine. Let's go through all of my products and we will see how it goes. If you've been following along from my original videos, I have since moved, so we're working with the bathroom we've got here. The window is here, I've got lights here. You can see the kind of dirty bathroom behind me, but you know what? We gotta do what we gotta do. I might move these videos into my office. I feel like the lighting is better there, but it's not a bathroom. So I'm not sure if that would be a faux pas to do your makeup in a spot that's not your bathroom, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. If we should keep it in the bathroom or if we should move back to the office. Here are the brushes that I've been using. They are pretty clean. I washed them about a week ago. I wash them probably every couple of months. Probably should do it more, but I don't, whatever. I've got these two I use for blending in foundation. I've got my blush brush and then my eyelash curler, I think is what it's called, and then my contour brush. Cue the classic influencer headband. What does it look? Starting with my base. We have gone through quite a few makeup products together. I've shown you what we've been working with along the way, but here's what we're currently working with. The Say Super Glowy Gel is what I've been using as a primer, as a base. What I used previously was the e.l.f. Halo Glow and then a really old L'Oreal foundation that I've had since college, which is over 5 years ago at this point. I know, I'm old, okay. Then after those are finished, then I moved on to the Say Slip Tint, which this is from 2022, I believe. And it got to the point where I used a lot of it. You can see it's quite flat on the inside. There is some product left. There is some product left in this. However, I noticed as I was putting it on my hand to then put on my face, it was separating. It was separating a lot. And I just felt like that was making the product to not go on very well because it is only supposed to last about a year, I believe. There's just no need to put expired product on my face if it's not even doing what it needs to do. So I'm considering this one panned, which means it was time to buy a new foundation. Wow! I did a ton of research. There were quite a few products I wanted to try. I only bought one. I was going to go back to the Tower 28 tinted moisturizer, BB cream, whatever you want to call it. I did really like that when I had that previously. I was in Ulta and I didn't see it in Ulta. I think they only have that in Sephora. And so instead I asked a consultant and I was like, which one do you recommend? And she recommended the Ilia one. Now, I picked up the Ilia one. My mistake, I picked it up. I didn't look at the price of it. Then I checked out and they were $60. And I was like, you're telling me this little bottle was $60 or 50 something, but with tax it was $60. Are you kidding me? That was user error, guys. Anyways, I've been trying to pan my Say Super Glowy Gel. You can see the little, what is that called? The little sack on the inside is starting to deflate, which is exciting. It means we are close to the end here. I will say, and I keep saying this, is I think that there is an appreciation for the glowy look. I appreciate it. I understand why people like it. This makeup routine I'm doing today is definitely in the glowier of makeups, but I just don't love it. I said it. It is not my favorite makeup routine. I like a little in between. All that to say, I'm not sure I would repurchase the Super Glowy Gel knowing what I know now. I bought it because it was popular. I bought it because everybody was really in love and obsessed with it. I am glad I got it, but I do wish I got the travel size version and not the full size version. Especially for new trends, if you're not sure if you're gonna like it or not. I think that's where travel size versions of things kind of come in handy, because if you don't like it, it's not a ton of product, so you can finish it up pretty easily. But if you buy a big product, maybe it's more eco-friendly because you're buying more product, so less shipping and stuff. But at the end of the day, if you don't like the product, you're just wasting it. So what's the point of that? For contour, I have still have my cream contour. I actually was just rewatching my original Project Pan video where I was like, oh, I'm gonna keep using this up. And this looks the same. It looks the same. How is that possible? I really don't know how that's possible. I do love this one. I love the Merit contour stick. I like this color. I feel like it's very flattering. I use it to kind of carve out my cheekbones. I put a little on my eyelids to give it a little oomph. And I blend it as is. Here's a little update on the contour. I bought a powder contour. I actually just bought this yesterday because I have the cream, and while I really love the cream, I will say, especially trying to set makeup on my face, using just a bunch of cream products, not having a powder to set it where it needs to be set has been a bit difficult. I do feel like things are slipping off my face. And even though we are in the official start of fall now, it was 95 degrees yesterday. So it doesn't feel like fall. It feels very much like summer, and at this point it's brutal. So we're going to pan this newbie. It's just so beautiful when it's new. Look at that. Ooh. I went with the Physicians Formula. This is the butter bronzer. It was just affordable. I was in my grocery store. I've used it before. I really liked it. Felt like it kind of got the job done, and I was happy with that. Okay, now the last two face products that I have been working on project panning are my face stick. What do we call this? What do they call this? Foundation stick? My foundation stick from Trestique. This is a really cool brand. It's a refillable brand. So once your product is finished, you can just buy the refill and keep like the outer plastic packaging and put the refill in, which is super cool, really great concept. And this is how much I have left, which is very little, very, very, very little. I've been using this more, not as a foundation, but as a concealer. It is a little bit light for me right now. The other is the concealer crayon, also by Trestique. Okay, this is how much we have left comparing it to the lid. I've been using this one as a concealer. I don't really use it when I use a foundation, so we're not really gonna be using this one today. This is a blush from Mob Beauty. Look how gorgeous that pan is coming along. It is so satisfying to see the product used up. I love this blush. This is totally something I would repurchase. I don't know the color. All I know is that it is in the shade M70 and it's a cream blush. This is another one of those packagings where you can take out the pan from the inside and replace that. So I'll keep the outer packaging of this and refill it with something new whenever I'm ready to do that. This cream blush has lasted me so long. 6 months later, we're still not done. That's crazy. Crazy how long that stuff lasts. Really puts it in perspective, doesn't it? Now I did a short form video updating people on my project pan because it's hard to do long form and short form, just hard to balance that all at once. And I'll never forget, somebody was like, "You're really bad at doing makeup." And you know what? So what if I am? I'm just a girl. And I like doing this stuff, but I am no professional. I've been doing the same basic routine since I was like in high school, and it's been working for me. And you know what? I used to get compliments on my makeup. Who cares if I'm bad? I'm just a girl living my life, trying to use up what I have. It's all in the name of improvement, okay? Anyways, moving on, I have my highlight. I've got a cream highlight. This is from Glossier. This is the Halo Stick. This is literally how much is left. So little. Best part about this is I don't only just use it on kind of like my temples, like my normal highlighty spots. Sometimes if I'm feeling feisty, I will go ahead and throw it on my arms or throw it on my legs, especially if it's like a date night. Even though I feel like that was just a lot of product, it looks the same. I'm not sure I made any sort of dent by doing that. I would be really interested to look through my makeup bag. I'm not sure what other highlights I have. That would be a fun video. Should I film that video? Of going through my makeup bag and seeing like how much of each product I have left after doing Project Pan for a year now. That would be fun. And like what the goal is. Sure, we do Project Pan because we want to get rid of stuff, but also what's the goal? How many blushes is the goal to have? How many mascaras? How many eyeshadow palettes? Like what's the goal? One of the things I got most recently is this brow gel from Rare Beauty. I haven't had a brow gel in my routine in quite some time, but I will say it has been nice to have. It just feels nice to add like a little something into my routine. I'm not like a huge brow person. I never really have been, but it is nice, like especially when I'm doing a full glam look. Okay, we're nearing the end here. Here are the two mascaras I have left. These are both newer. They were sent to me by the brands actually, which is kind of crazy to say that. The first one I've been focusing on is the Jones Road Beauty. This is their mascara. I really like this. I love this formula and I love this brush actually. I will say I always have the issue with mascara kind of transferring to underneath my eyes. Doesn't matter if I put powder there to set it or literally anything. You know what? I think it's just what I'm gonna have to deal with the rest of my life. Okay, I have to get a little close to do this. Up close and personal. It does help to curl my lashes before I put my mascara on. Really does significantly reduce the amount of transfer to my under eye. So both of these mascaras are black. I do like a brown mascara. That is something I realized. I think I just have a whiter complexion and my eyes are a lighter color. So I feel like the brown just complements things a little bit better, but these are both black and there's really not that big of a deal switching from brown to a black. So I've got the one from Jones Road you just saw me put on, and then the other one I'm working through is the Attitude, or Oceanly, I guess is their makeup line. It's Oceanly by Attitude. And this one is also really nice, what the wand looks like on the Attitude one. So kind of a slightly different application. I feel like it really separates my eyelashes and coats each individual one versus this one feels like it's more of like a volumizing, like adds more oomph. I never noticed the differences between mascaras until trying them next to each other. We're gonna let that dry and then I'll go into my powder. So I'll try to powder underneath and around my face. So then that way, hopefully there's less transfer from my mascara. In the meantime, here are all the lippies I've been going through. I really should narrow this down to less products. I'm trying to use up all of these and they're all slightly different colors. So depending on what I'm doing that day or how I'm feeling, it is nice to have options in my project pan. We're gonna work on the Trustique one. I mentioned this one earlier. This is in the color Pacific Peony. Ooh, she's looking rough. I'm not sure why she looks so crazy there. Here is how much is left in comparison to the lid. I do love this color a lot and I feel like it's very complimentary on my skin tone. Then sometimes if I'm feeling a little crazy, I go for lippy sticks from ColourPop. I've had this one again for a really long time. Here's how much is left. It's really hard to use these up. Like some of these I'm thinking about putting in my purse. So then that way, like when I feel like I need a reapplication, I just go for one of my Project Pan lippies. Throwing this one just on the middle of my lips, give it a little interesting definition. And even though I showed you two, I still have 3 more in my Project Pan. This is just a gloss from Aurora Beauty. And then I've got the Generation G Glossier like lipstick. This one is just so brown. I don't know why I bought something so brown. Then we've got the Lip Whip by Carrie Gran. Making some good progress on her too. Just it looks deceivingly small, but it goes a long way. I never showed you this one by Aura Beauty. Here's what she looks like. Looks black, but really goes on as like a shiny, shimmery gloss. So those are my Project Pan lippies. Last, but definitely not least, here are the 2 powders that I'm kind of going through. This is a powder. This is more of like a setting spray, but I feel like they fall within the same category. I thought it would just be smart to go for minis instead of the full-size products in case I didn't like either of these. Then they're easier for me to finish up. And then if I do like them, then I can buy the bigger version and then they'll last me way longer. Okay, so I got the Huda Beauty. This is in the Cherry Blossom Cake. I've been using just this little thing, but I have heard if you use like a fluffier brush, it's definitely better. But I don't have a fluffy brush. We're using what it came with. Okay, I usually just throw it under my eyes, little on my T-zone. Just trying to kind of make this look a little less glowy and a little more like it's gonna stay on my face. Okay, it also smells freaking delightful. The One Size Until Dawn setting spray. This has SPF in it. Pretty freaking cool. Feels really nice to know I've got like 3 layers of SPF on right now. And there we have it. The final makeup look from Project Pan. I think the biggest thing I've learned throughout all of this is that 1, it feels so rewarding to use up products I've had and just have not been using. When I finish those things, I'm like, frick yeah, life feels good. I'm ready to tackle everything in the world right now. 2, freaking saves so much money. Are you kidding me? I did not realize how much money I was spending on makeup until starting this process. because I would maybe buy something, not like it, and then just be like, I'm not going to use it. Let me buy another one. And then the original one I didn't like would just sit in my makeup bag. And really, there's so many better ways to do that. I feel like I could have gifted it to a friend or a family member, or I could have just used it. Maybe I could have just used it because really in the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad. And the last thing I've learned is that these products last you a lot longer than you think they will. So it's super easy to go to a store, see something's on sale, buy a backup, buy 2 backups. I've definitely done that in the past, and realize that your backups might even be expired by the time you get to using them. So what's the point of buying a backup? Just wait until you're out, and then you can just buy a brand new one. So you know the formula and product is fresh and gonna last you as long as it can. Anyways, this is the official Project Pan makeup routine. Also, if you are a beauty guru, if you're really into makeup and you have any advice for me, let me know in the comments. I am looking at updating my makeup routine, either like blush placement or trying different tones and colors and shades of different things. All that to say, if you have any tips, feel free. I will not feel offended if you put that in the comments below. So once this Project Pan little baggie is completely finished, then we can move on to the rest of what is in this bag, which honestly feels a lot lighter than I thought it was going to. But we've got a lot of eyeshadow palettes. I do realize there's no eyeshadow in my Project Pan right now. So many lip products in here. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. I love these Project Pan videos. If you're working on Project Pan, let me know how it's going for you. And let me know how often you want to see these videos. I think I've been doing them like monthly, but honestly, I feel like I could do them maybe every other week or do twice a month, because if you like this video, give it a like, give it a thumbs up to see more, tell YouTube that you love this kind of stuff, and it will make it very happy. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!